Hi, I'm Terri Murphy, Senior Editor for Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, in the men's room with Murph. And I have an extraordinary gentleman in the men's room today. And this is going to be a different Tuesday with Terri because one of the things that I know everybody has a problem with, and that is managing their brain, managing their personal care, especially sleep and stress today. And our guest today is, well, I'll let him tell you why he's so special. But he is Jim Poole. He's the CEO and visionary behind NuCalm.com. And it is a patented technology that's proven to lower stress and improve sleep. So, Jim, who doesn't want to do that?
I have not met anybody yet who doesn't want to do that.
Well, when we first met, you are basically, you said your team is basically scientists.
Yeah.
And so, what is NuCalm? Tell us what that is.
NuCalm is a miracle. It's a gift from a miracle, and his name was Dr. Blake Holloway. NuCalm is a way for us, you and me and everybody else on earth, to manage our thoughts, our mood, and our behavior as opposed to relying on things that we today rely on to manage our thoughts, our mood, and behavior. So today, if we're feeling mentally lethargic, we rely on caffeine, sugary drinks, Monster Energy, Red Bull, espresso, Dunkin' Donuts. If we're having an especially psychologically traumatizing day, we may lean into a glass of wine, a glass of whiskey, a beer. If we feel anxious, we may take an anti-anxiety pill. If we feel depressed, we may take antidepressants. If we have trouble sleeping, we take a sleeping pill. So we as a human species rely on all this external stimulation to manage our mood and our thoughts and our behavior. What we don't understand is that all it's doing is modulating the speed of your brainwave frequency. So in NuCalm, what we have done is we've created a safe and predictable and precise method using software that's very complicated. The software has a lot of stuff in it. There's algorithms and there's math and there's pitch and there's frequency and there's binaural signal processing and isochronic waveform and all these things that most people don't understand in software. Then we put music on top of the software. Then you put a headphone on and we use your ears to present your brain with a signal that your brain happily synchronizes to. So instead of coffee and nicotine and recreational drugs and alcohol and antidepressants and pharmaceuticals, you can literally modulate your thoughts, your mood, your behavior with a mobile app and a headphone. That is what NuCalm is.
Wow. And so how is it different? First of all, my experience with it was pretty amazing because like a lot of women have trouble sleeping or I have trouble, women have full circuitry, so focus is an issue, especially if you have a family and you're doing business like women or you have multiple clients. And so I found that it was immediate. I thought it would be okay, and I thought it would be music, and I don't really. That's not how I like to, you know. But I don't like that. My brain didn't necessarily like the music part because it's more distracting. Tell us though, how is it different from other sleep apps that are out there?
Well, fundamentally, we're not even really an app. We're a 35-year-old neuroscience company. It's a little bit
Right.
different. We're a company that spent 19 years of research and development, discovery, invention, trial and error, clinical proof, validation. And the desire was to help humans who have trauma, complex trauma, or addiction get the relief they need and deserve without pharmaceutical intervention. So we started as a neuroscience company with a defined physiological outcome. I think, Terri, the best approach would be let's start at the beginning of how the human brain works, like our operating system. And one thing I think is really important for everybody to understand. We're a lot more similar than we think we are. And this is important. We're a lot less isolated and unique than we think we are. So, what does that mean? That means everybody's brain, the human brain, oscillates in a frequency range of 41 hertz. There are five categories of brainwave function. There is delta, theta, and alpha, and these are slow waveforms in sleep. Then there is beta and gamma. 41 hertz is the range of human brainwave function. Now, delta is dreamless like deep sleep. You're literally drooling into your pillow, and your body feels like it's 1,000 pounds as you're imprinting yourself on your bed. Your body is restoring in this state, and it is a certain frequency, 0.5 hertz to 4 hertz. Theta is 4 hertz to 7 hertz, and theta is the healing zone. Think about that. That sounds like a cool place to visit, the healing zone. Now, why is that frequency range called the healing zone? In this frequency, and only in this frequency, your cells do their cellular maintenance, cellular stenosis, and cleaning out all the bad stuff in your cell structure. And your mitochondria, which is the energy source of your cells, is restored. So this is why humans must sleep. Now, it has been said, or it is known, that if you don't sleep for 10, 11, 12 days, you don't live. Okay, that sounds pretty important. Why? Because your cells need that restoration. So theta is a certain frequency range. Now, it's commensurate with like a lucid dream state, but it's a frequency just above deep sleep. Above theta, 8 hertz to 12 hertz, is called alpha. It's the creative zone, it's being in the zone, it's also falling into sleep. So 3 of the 5 categories of our daily function are in sleep, which should further elucidate the importance of sleep. It is important. Then we have beta. Beta is the broadest range. 13 to 15 hertz is you're awake, but you're not that inspired to be alive. You're just kind of faking it till you make it. And a lot of us feel this way around 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon after we eat lunch. 15 to 20 hertz is called the learning zone. There's a healing zone and there's a learning zone. I'd like to know what that is. 18.4 hertz specifically is a frequency associated with no distraction in your brain. Intentional clarity, comprehension, concentration. A frequency where I can actually encode new information, analyze new things, and consolidate it to memory. Think about all the hours that we've wasted as a human
Oh, oh,
trying to learn something, and we're reading, and you're like, you know what? I have to go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, I come back. I don't know where I am. When I flipped the page prior, I don't remember reading any of that either. What? So there is a learning zone, and it's that frequency. 20 hertz to 25 hertz is where many of us live on a regular basis. Fear, stress, anxiety, anticipatory anxiety. Wait a second. Humans anticipate being anxious, thus are anxious? That's
uh,
insane.
I think they call it chronic worrying.
Yeah. Worrying, agitation, impatience, distraction. Faster frequency, Terry. That's all it is. So it makes sense that in this frequency of 20 to 25 hertz, no wonder we're not focused. No, we're not patient. Our brain's going too fast and our bodily functions aren't really helping us. Our breath is shallow, our heart's moving too fast. 25 to 30 hertz is a higher magnitude of stress and fear and worry and anticipation and exhaustion and agitation and impatience. So
Which
think
is
about this, just
the cranky
fast.
zone. Yeah,
Your brain's
the cranky
cranking.
zone. Yeah, exactly.
30 to 38 hertz is pure fight or flight. You are in a state of shock and you're cognitively dissociated. And then above the highest form of stress is this sweet zone called gamma, 39 to 41 hertz, a very tight band. And it is commensurate with being a meditating monk. So there's this sweet spot, this Valhalla, way up there that monks get to. But it also is for peak performance and mental clarity. So your body is fully activated. Your mind feels absolutely certain. Okay. So what's important for us to note is this is math and this is precise. So when your brain, Terry, is at 1 hertz, we know what you're doing. You're in dreamless like deep sleep. Huh. When your brain's at 5 hertz, we know what you're doing. You're in a lucid dream state and your cells are healing. At 10 hertz, you're in a creative state and you're relaxed, falling into sleep. At 15 hertz, you're at the lower end of learning. At 18.4 hertz, you're focused and intentional. You're efficient with your mental calories. At 22 hertz, you're stressed. At 25, you're more stressed. At 28, you're highly stressed and agitated. And then all the way up to the high end, 41 hertz, you're in peak performance. Why is this important? Well, it's important that, first of all, we understand this is how we live. Now, maybe we can think through, you mean in the afternoon when my brain hits that lull and I want to take a nap, maybe I shouldn't reach for espresso, Red Bull, or Monster Energy. Maybe I shouldn't put all that sugar and caffeine into my brain and all that cortisol into my belly. Maybe I should do NuCalm. So what did we do with NuCalm? We figured out a way, knowing the outcome. We said, you know what? We want to bring your brain to theta. We want to bring your brain to the healing state. We want to liberate the control matrix of your monkey mind. Okay? Your mind is dominating all your bodily functions. Your mind has a mind of its own. Your mind is perpetually moving forward, right? Your mind is what creates fear and anticipation and worry and anxiety and agitation. We want to, no. How about this? How about monkey mind? You go take a break. Punch the time card out. Go take a break. Allow the body to get into the healing state. So the whole premise of why NuCalm came to be was to help humans who are plagued with trauma, complex trauma, or addiction, are in a constant state of high frequency, aren't even aware of why, have no idea how to change that, and we just wanted to bring relief to them. Using your ears as a carrier, you put a headphone on, you select rescue, and we literally slow your brainwave down. In 5 to 8 minutes, you don't do anything. We hold you there in theta. Your mind is allowed to go on a lucid dream state journey, and your body is given the gift of healing. That is what we've created with NuCalm.
And we know that stress is the foundation for so many discomforts and illnesses. And when you think about it, most of us, if we are high stress jobs, we never give, it's sort of like keeping your foot on the gas and being a Ferrari. Even the Ferrari needs a pit stop. So tell us a little bit more about the fact that there's sleep apps that'll help you relax, but they don't have this incredible back end that really changes behavior so that you learn how to manage your states. And then how it's cumulative. I found that once you we had a little discussion before we recorded. I said, I think I'm kind of hooked because it's so wonderful to go to that place and feel like full relaxation or deep sleep. A lot of people say, oh, well, I take gummy bears to sleep and whatever. But that's not restoration. That's just knocking you out. When you get this incredible experience where you wake up refreshed. I mean, lots of us go to sleep and we wake up like we never slept at all. But in case you don't think there's other options for this, there's other options for short periods, like the power nap. You talked about rescue. I think power nap's the bomb. I mean, it's just fabulous. 20 minutes, headphones. Yeah, everybody gets a coffee break, basically. You can find
Yes.
15 or 20 minutes, and man, does that ever energize. Everybody's looking for energy. You know,
Yes.
we look at our kids and go, oh, what are they on? Because I want some.
Yes.
But you also have a stress. Most of us, like you said, don't even know we have stress because we've been there for so long. And you actually have created a stress voice assessment. Tell us
Yes.
about that.